It is 6 o'clock. Hello, my name's Miranda Lewis, for those of you who don't already know. I am a certified dream builder coach with the Brave Thinking Institute. Welcome to the Power of Vision, 3 keys to mastering your results. I really am so happy and grateful to spend this time with you for this powerful workshop. Let me begin with a short story. A mother mouse was leading her 3 children through a house, and all of a sudden, as they're turning a corner, the mice see a cat. The cat looks at the mice with hunger in his eyes and slowly starts walking towards the mice. He's got his sharp teeth out. The mother mouse, trying to protect her children, she backs up. She gets up on her hind legs and she says in as loud a voice as she can, "Ruff, ruff, ruff, ruff." The cat gets scared and runs off. The mother turns to her little babies and says, "Now, children, never underestimate the power of learning more than one language." Now, I share this story to make a point, and that is we can all learn more than one language. Today, we're going to be exploring the language of success. This is a language for creating the results you want. And once we consciously understand this language, we can apply it to any area of our life that we want to improve. Now, the system of success that we're going to be exploring today has been developed over the past 40 years. It's been used by tens of thousands of people around the world to create lives they love living. It's proven, reliable, and repeatable system for helping you create what matters most to you. So to help you receive the most value from this workshop, I invite you to minimize distraction by turning off or silencing your phone. Bring your full presence to the moment. Okay? I hope so. Great. In just a moment, got to clear my throat. Again, like I said, my throat's already behind the power curve today. So I'll bring my volume down just a smidge. All right. Now, how many of you have had a goal you'd like to achieve or an area of your life you'd love to improve? I know I have. I presume you have as well. Now, my intention today is to share with you some powerful tools to improve your results in your life. By the time you leave here, you'll be empowered with 3 tools to help you achieve your goals, greater clarity on what your goals and dreams are, and feeling more confident in your ability to achieve those goals and your dreams. Are you up for that? I hope. I trust that you're nodding yes back there. Good deal. So, how many of you have ever achieved a goal or a dream in your life that when you first set the goal, you didn't know how you were going to achieve it? I know me. I've absolutely been there before. Okay? Now, with that said, that just goes to show we're all capable of more than we know. You weren't sure how you were going to do something, and yet you did it, right? So you are capable of far more than you realize. Now, what I've learned during my many opportunities to speak before different groups and organizations is that our goals and dreams are often born out of the challenges that we face or the pain that we experience. You see, we live in a universe that speaks to us through 2 growth signals. Those 2 growth signals are our longing and our discontent. We experience this feeling of longing and discontent when we are desiring something we haven't yet created, and we feel the feeling of discontent when current circumstances are something we don't prefer. Now, both of these, longing and discontent, they're catalysts for growth within it, within us. Okay, they make things happen within us. So whether it's the pain of a problem or a burning desire for something new, these 2 energies are essential for creating new results in our lives. Let me tell you a story about that. This is a story about a time in my life when longing and discontent inspired me to make a change. So, I had been in the military for 27 years. I'd done some pretty exciting and rewarding things. And then at a point that I thought was a career highlight, I wasn't selected to keep the very job that I was in. There was an organizational restructuring, and everybody was required to reapply for their positions. I was not picked to keep the very job that I held. I've been told I wasn't good enough to hold the position I was in. I had to reevaluate my entire professional identity and my goals in life. Now, it was at this time that a previous coworker came into my life by sheer happenstance. We caught up. She shared with me the story of her own self-identity and living a life that other people wanted, but that was counter to who she knew she was. I shared with her that I had questions regarding my own identity, though I'd buried those thoughts deep in the back of my soul. So after some back and forth, repeated discussions and conversations with her, I made a decision to change my life. I decided that I was not going to be defined by what society or my job expected me to be. I decided to open myself to the possibility that there was more for me, and decided to step out boldly. I scheduled a transformative makeover, see if there was another side of myself that I had not previously recognized or been willing to admit. I was afraid. I'm not going to lie. I didn't know how would I feel being dressed up and made up to look like a woman. I was incredibly worried about what it would mean if I not only liked what I saw, but if it revealed some other longing and discontent inside of me. What would it mean if I was transgender? I had to move forward, though, and take that step in confidence. So I gathered up all the courage I had. I scheduled this appointment, and I went and I let the makeup artist give me a glimpse of who was inside. I gave myself over to her work, and I saw myself, my true self, for the first time. This is where the real work begins. I had a wife and a family, and I couldn't keep this from any of them. It took me quite a while, several weeks, to build up the courage to be able to tell my wife what I'd done, and more importantly, what it meant to me. Now, she supported me wholeheartedly. She wasn't without doubt. She wasn't without fear and concern. Just like me, I was not without these very scary emotions too. But we worked together, sharing, communicating, and learning more about our own relationship than we'd ever thought there was to know. The benefit we experienced from that work is that our relationship is stronger than ever now. I'm so much happier living my truth, which has in turn led to better health through lower stress and exuding true happiness. I found a job where I can live out my full potential, and I've been immensely and successful. It's that very change in my work-life environment that opened my recognition of opportunity, and specifically to becoming a life coach through the Brave Thinking Institute. It was there that I learned this 10-step, repeatable, and proven process to help transform my own life and be the best me that I could be. Today, I'm going to share with you 3 of those very important steps that we can all take to realize our best life. So, with that said, today I'm going to be sharing with you some of those principles that will help you transform your longing and discontent into new results. The principles I'll be teaching come from that program that I'm certified to teach. It's called the Dream Builder Program. And in this program, there are 10 principles that will skyrocket your success if you apply them to your life, as I have. Today, in the time we have, I'm grateful to be able to give you the first 3 of these principles. You can apply them right now to help you start to create a life you absolutely love. And these 3 keys, of course, are the keys to mastering your results. And here's my promise to you. I promise that I'm going to give you everything I can in the time we have together. And at the end of the presentation, many of you will want to take this information further and integrate it into your life. So for you, I'll have a special gift that you're going to love and that I will give you at the end of the presentation. So let's get started. Many people go about their lives doing what they normally do, rolling with the punches, going with the flow. They take it as it comes. And this is what we call living life by default. Their lives are directed by comfortable things that they typically do. Not much conscious planning. In fact, most people probably spend more time organizing a weekend vacation than they invest in planning a life they would love living. On the other hand, highly successful people create a life by design. They set a clear intention for what they would love and consciously create what they want in their life. Now, there are 4 domains in which we create results in our lives. They are health and well-being, love and relationships, vocation, and time and money freedom. You're having results in each of these areas right now. Some results you love, some results not so much. There's good news though. No matter what the results, no matter how big of a challenge it might feel like to you, no matter how long an old result's been in place, you absolutely have the power to create the exact results that you would love to have in your life. The results you're getting in these areas of life are a perfect reflection of your awareness in these areas. So let's expand our awareness together by studying the pattern that creates our results. It's what I call the results formula. And it goes like this. Thoughts create feelings. Your thoughts cause your feelings, and you know this. When you think joyful thoughts, you feel happy, right? When you think scary thoughts, your heart beats faster. Thoughts affect your physiology. Now, by universal law, if you will, your feelings are expressed in your actions. When we feel confident, we feel energized. We take different actions than we would if we feel down or frustrated or sad, right? We know that our actions contribute to our results. It's simply the law of cause and effect. So follow me here. Your thoughts cause your feelings cause your actions, and your actions cause your results. Yet most people don't get this. Most people, they look at their results, their circumstances and situations and conditions, and they call those their B causes. Where the true cause of our results is right here. It's in our thoughts. Okay? So, you want to know what you've been thinking, look at your results, because your results never lie. They're going to tell you what you've been thinking. Now, if we want to create new results in our life, we pay attention to our thoughts. It's something that we call noticing what we're noticing. For example, notice where your feet are in your shoes. They're touching the ground probably. Notice you can feel your body sitting in your seat. Now notice you have the ability to notice these things. It's how you notice what you're noticing. And you can do the same thing with your thoughts. You can notice what you're thinking, and you can notice how what you're thinking affects how you're feeling. So, if everybody's got their pen and paper ready, we want to prepare for this. We're going to apply these concepts of the results formula. We're going to notice what we're noticing in our life. Okay? We're going to do a life assessment. Okay? As I make these statements, I want you to think about and make note of what feels true to you. All righty? First of all, when it comes to your dreams, you might be a person who doesn't know what your dream is. You just know there might be something more, right? Or you might be a person who has lots of dreams and you don't know whether to choose one or try to create them all at one time, right? So every one of us has a dream inside of us somewhere, even if we're still endeavoring to find it or achieve it. Now, the exercise that we're about to do is designed to help you, put you in touch with that part of you that does have a dream. All right? So what we're going to do now is we're going to consider the results we're currently experiencing in each of those 4 domains that we talked about. On a scale of 1 to 5, I'm going to ask you to note how fulfilled you are with the current results you get in that domain. Okay, 1 is not fulfilled at all, and 5 is being completely fulfilled. Okay, that making sense for folks? We're going to start with health and well-being. All right, in health and well-being, you might be a person who feels stuck in your ability to transform your health, or you might be a person who has relatively good health, no symptoms, but you know there's more vibrancy and aliveness that you could feel. So, on a scale of 1 to 5, how fulfilled are you with your current health results? Go ahead and write down a number. Okay. Now, let's consider the results in our love and relationships domain. You might be a person who longs to have a beautiful, deep, fun, passionate relationship with a loving and caring partner. You might be a person who'd love to deepen, expand, and have more fun with the relationship you're already in. Again, on a scale of 1 to 5, how fulfilled are you with your current relationship? Okay, now let's consider the results in your vocation domain. This is your creative expression, your career, how you share your gifts in the world. Okay, that's vocation. You might be a person who feels stuck in a job you don't like. Maybe you're a person who likes your work, but you work too many hours and you want more time freedom. Different examples. Again, on a scale of 1 to 5, how fulfilled are you with your current vocational results, where you are now? Okay. Finally, let's consider the results in time and money freedom domain. Now, you might be a person who feels out of balance, like you have more time than money or more money than time, and you just want to feel more in harmony. Fair enough. Again, you feel out of balance, I want you to consider that. On a scale of 1 to 5, how fulfilled are you with your current time and money freedom results? Put down a number between 1 and 5. All right. So let's take a moment and reflect on your life assessment here. As we looked at each of the domains in your life, you looked at your current results and you gave yourself a rating on that scale of 1 to 5 in each area. Now, what I want you to do, I want you to pay attention to your thoughts around those results. This is not a place for judgment or blame. Your responses they're not good or bad. They're not right or wrong. They just are what they are at this point in your life. You are paying attention to and noticing what you would love more of or less of in your life. Look at the rating you gave yourself in each domain of life and circle the lowest rating. Of those 4, which one got the lowest? Just circle it for yourself. Now, a cost in one area could lead to a cost in another area. Whatever your results have been up until now, you have the power within you from this moment forward to create the results you love, right? It all starts right here in your thoughts. Each one of us has a dream inside us somewhere. Now, this idea that each one of us has a dream inside of us somewhere brings us to the first key to mastering our results. It's the first secret to dream building, and it is designing your dream. When you love different results in your life, you plan for them. Just like you have a clear blueprint when you want to build a house, same's true with your dream. Without a clearly defined blueprint, you cannot build your dream. That makes sense? All right, on your paper, I want you to write this down. Clarity is Power. Clarity is power. When you become clear on what it is you really want in life, you begin to see opportunities and resources that you might otherwise have totally missed. Things seem to appear out of the blue when you get clear. So let's design the blueprint for your dream. Let's make it crystal clear. And for our purposes and time available today, I'm going to invite you to choose just one of those areas that you would most love to improve. Maybe it was the lowest score. Maybe it was something else that you just feel a burning desire for. That's okay. During our assessment earlier, which area of your life was feeling the greatest cost? Feeling the greatest cost on your life. Turn up the focus on that area for this next exercise. Really think about it. Okay? Now, important concept here. It's going to help us understand why having crystal clarity is so important. Quality of our life is determined by the questions we ask. The quality of our life is determined by the questions we ask. And this is the most highly calibrated question of all. What would you love? So ask yourself, what would I love? I'll give you a second to think about that. What would I love? Now, make sure you got your pen and paper ready, because in a minute, in just a second, I'm going to give you one whole minute to write out what you would love most in that area of your life. All righty? What we're going to do here is we're going to step into this imaginary time machine, and we're going to go forward 3 years. Okay? Suspend any urge to figure out how the results you want are going to happen. If someone just gave you a magic wand, what would you love to have in your life 3 years from today? Okay? I want you to think about that. If you're willing, join me here. Close your eyes. Close your eyes and take a deep breath. Imagine that you got into that time machine. You are now 3 years into the future. Okay? It is March 6th, 2026. Everything you wanted completely worked out. You have all the time and money and other resources required. What would you love? How would it look? What's happening in that area of your life? If you knew you couldn't fail, what would you be doing? Do it. Who are you with? See it. How does it feel? Feel it. Let your imagination run with it and dream big. 3 years from now. Okay? Now you can open your eyes. And I'm going to give you 1 minute to describe on paper everything you just pictured in your imagination. Okay? What I want you to do, I want you to start very specifically by putting at the top of the page, I'm so happy and grateful now that, because we're going to be talking in present tense 3 years from now. So start with, I'm so happy and grateful now that. Okay? And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to give you 1 minute right now to talk about, to write it out there on your page. Be as clear as possible as you write out your dream. Okay? 1 minute's going to start on my little timer right now. Be as clear as possible. Thirty seconds. 10 seconds left. 2, 1. That's a minute. Now, I invite you to write at the end of what you've just written, this or something even better still. Write that down. This or something even better still. This phrase is powerful. It's a powerful signal that what you've expressed here is what is in your awareness at this moment. It's like holding out your hands and being open and willing to receive something even more powerful and beneficial in your life. So, congratulations, you've just created your life by design. This is the first key to mastering your results. Knowing what it is that you would love and describing it is the first step in bringing those results to life. Now, let me tell you why the first step is so important. Everything is created twice, first in thought and then in form. You think about that. Everything you see was first someone's thought before it ever became a tangible thing. And that's what you're doing today with your life. You're thinking up the design. You're designing your vision, designing your dreams, designing your life. Okay? Now, that brings us to the second key. The second key to mastering your results is deciding for your dream. Just like we experience results throughout our day, we also make decisions each moment of our day. Whatever we decide, it influences our results. Even the smallest choices we can have a great impact. And that's why it's important that we know how to make empowered decisions. Decisions we will make determine our results. So to master our results, we want to master our ability to make decisions. In fact, it's been proven that highly successful people are willing to decide for what they would love, even in the absence of knowing how to bring it about. Some people want to know every step before they start deciding. They want green lights down the whole street, right, before they even back out of the driveway. The key is that you make a firm decision for what you want before you'll bring your dream into reality. So let me show you what I mean. Here's a really nifty example. Here's what I want you to do. I want you to read the next slide by yourself, okay? Oops. There it is. Read this slide to yourself. We look at this paragraph and it seems like it's completely unintelligible at first, but when the first letter and the last letter are in the right place, the middle can be jumbled up and your mind can still make sense of it. You see how that every single one of those, the first and the last letters are in the right place. The middle is jumbled. And I share this with you because it's so applicable to the vision for your life, for the life you would love living. So after your life assessment, you now recognize your current results, where you are right now, and you recognize where you want to get to. After your journal, you know what you want. You know what your dream is. You recognize them, where you want to go. What happens in the middle? You don't know. We don't know how to bring the dream about. Doesn't matter. That's the jumbled up middle letters of the word. That's the how. We want to suspend the how. We're going to refuse to let the unknown steps stop us from making a decision to move forward toward our dreams. So here we are. We've taken a deep dive into the first and the second keys for mastering our results, right? We have designed our dreams. We've decided for our dreams. And now the third step is to befriend our fear. Befriending our fear. The author of the book, Think and Grow Rich, Napoleon Hill, he says the value of your decisions depend on the courage you have to make them, right? We decide for a dream. When we decide for a dream, like you've done just now, there's a part of you that says, yes, I'm doing this, right? Now, there's another part, of course, that says, yeah, right, that ain't going to happen. How are you going to do that? You don't have the time or money. All of these kinds of things. They pop up no matter how confident we are at first. Okay. These are paradigms. Okay. Paradigms are limiting patterns of thinking. They're things that they limit our behaviors. They try to keep us from living, keep us in living the same life, keep us from breaking free. Okay. What I want you to do though is, I want you to notice that part of your life that says, heck yeah, right? Pay attention to that feeling for a minute. Pay attention to the heck yeah. As you do that, you might notice there's a nagging part of you, of course, that says, yeah, right. You don't have what it takes. Or what if you fail, right? That's the voice of fear. It's the part of you that wants things to stay status quo. That's your paradigm again, okay? For example, let me tell you another kind of story here. When we were babies, we all started out as non-walkers, right? As a non-walker, you saw people walking around on their hind legs instead of all fours, right? You wanted that level of freedom too. You want to be upright, not be stuck on the floor. So you rose up, you locked your eyes on the toy or the cookie that you wanted, you gave it your best shot. You tried to take some steps. What happened? You fell down. What did you do next, though? You rose up again. You tried to take another step, and you probably fell down again. When you were learning to walk, did you ever stop and think to yourself, well, that's it. Guess I'm just not meant to be a walker? Clearly not, because I've seen you all walk. Of course not. You rose up and you kept going. With each try, you took a few more steps and a few more until finally you became a walker, just like the rest of us. Right? Something happens, though, when we become adults. We stop giving ourselves permission to fall down. We learn to walk by falling down. The truth is, it's the falling down and getting back up again that's actually the key to achieving our dreams. We befriend our fear, give ourselves the permission to fail enough to succeed. Great dream builders are willing to fail and rise again. Did you know Oprah Winfrey was fired by TV executives because she was considered not fit for television? You believe that? Steven Spielberg, he was rejected from USC Film School 3 times. Well, Oprah and Steven are rather successful at this point, aren't they? Now, they're not alone. The loan application that Howard Schultz put in for his coffee shop was rejected 242 times. He was told there's no market for his kind of coffee. Of course, today there's nearly 30,000 Starbucks around the world and companies worth over $20 billion. Okay? So the point is this. Great success stories have also experienced great failure. In fact, fear and failure are prerequisites for achieving great dreams. So, when the little voice of doubt says to you, what if you fail? Let your response be, bring it on. I might fail, but if I do, I will get up and I will keep going and I will succeed. Okay? So how do we give power to that part of us that wants to go forward, even though there's another part of us that wants to play small? There's a whole process that I take my clients through in the Dream Builder program. For our purposes today, I'm just going to give you one thing that you can do here, okay? Understand that where your attention goes, your energy flows. So when you notice your paradigm showing up, whatever form that shows up in, like fear, you start thinking small. Here's what you do. You interrupt that thought and you say, not today, fear. Not going to happen. Refocus your mind on your dream. Then, here's a very important thing. We take an action. Just thinking about our vision, your dream, and even writing it down isn't going to make it happen like magic. You have to do your part, even if that means doing it afraid. Okay? You got to take that action step. So, As I promised at the beginning of our time, okay, I have a gift for you, and then I'll close with a story that'll wrap up training here. But first, I'd like to recap. Here's what we've covered, okay? You've learned the 3 keys to mastering your results, right? We've befriended our fear, right? We've designed our dream, check. We've decided for our dream, check. And then by befriending our fear, we now have this layout. We know that we can befriend it, that we can shift our paradigms to achieve our dreams. Now, above all, I want you to take away from this, I want you to keep in mind, you are worthy of your dream and a life you've loved living. Some of you you've heard me say this to you before, right? So let me ask you this. Raise your hand. Let me know if you feel like you've connected with these ideas and you know that if you really implement them, they would make a difference in your life. Raise your hand if you feel like you've connected, if you think that if you really implemented these things, they would make a difference in your life. Because I think so. Okay? I'm going to close with a story, but let me give you a gift. As I promised at the beginning of this presentation here, I do have a special gift for those of you who are ready to take action on your dream. Between speaking and coaching, I carve out some time each week for strategy sessions, okay? A strategy session is a 30-minute phone or Zoom conversation where we can get clear on exactly where you are, what you would love to create. The next most important step you can take that will move you in the direction of your dream. Make these things happen. Now, this one-on-one session is valued at $250. $250 is the commercially assessed value of this session. Some of you in the room now, you know you're ready to invest in achieving your dream. So for you, here's the next step. One-on-one time together with me over Zoom or the phone, we can invest in you, your dream, and discover the path for how to get there. I'm offering that session completely complimentary, no charge. It is my gift to you, as I promised before. So, how many of you are serious about achieving your dream and would like to have a strategy session? You can use this QR code on the screen. If you hold your phone up to that, use that code, that will take you to my scheduling, okay, my Calendly, where you can schedule with me a strategy session, all right? If that doesn't work for you, if there's nothing in there that works, please use the email address there as well, Miranda@dreambuilderundeniablyu.com. Put in the subject line, strategy session. Make sure, obviously, you include your name and your phone number, and give me a requested date and time, okay? I've got limited space for strategy sessions, okay? So when you look in there, find what works for you, and if there's nothing in my Calendly, again, use the email to let me know, okay? Very, very important there, okay? So make sure you do that soon because, as I said, there aren't a lot of spots in the first place for me to do these sessions, okay? They do kind of fill up quickly, all right? So, as I said before, let me close with a story. It's an inspiring story. It's why I'm finishing with it, right? This is a true story about William H. Murray. You might have heard of him. William H. Murray is known as one of the top 5 mountain climbers of all time. But he didn't start out that way. In fact, he almost let the opportunity for greatness slip by him. A man named Edmund Hillary invited Murray to join him. Yeah, this team to summit Mount Everest. So Hillary invited Murray to join the team, and Murray asked, first question, how much is it going to cost? Since he thought it was too much, he declined that invitation. He did the same thing a few years later. He let the cost of the expedition stop him from going. Now, when Hillary asked Murray a third time, though, Murray asked a different question. What's the deposit? Even though he had no idea where he'd get the rest of the money to finance the trip, he took action to get started. And the rest literally showed up out of the blue. Murray discovered the southern route that allowed the team to summit Mount Everest. So the point here is, you have a Mount Everest level dream. Perhaps there's no clear path at this point, but that doesn't mean a path doesn't exist for you. It just means you're still growing in your awareness, okay? It means that you need still to be able to see the things that you can do to generate the results you want. I'm honored to be able to support you in learning the keys to master those results, okay? The rest of our steps. I'm going to close this workshop actually with a very famous quote from Murray's book. And I'm going to have to read this. You're going to see my eyes move around here because I want to get the whole thing. I'm going to show you the beginning and then I'm going to continue. Here's the quote from his book. Until one is committed, there is hesitancy, the chance to draw back, always ineffectiveness. Concerning all acts of initiative and creation, there's one elementary truth, the ignorance of which kills countless ideas and splendid plans. Namely, that the moment one definitely commits oneself, then providence moves too. All sorts of things occur to help one that would never otherwise have occurred. A whole stream of events issue from the decision, raising in one's favor all manner of unforeseen incidents and meetings and material assistance which no one could have dreamt would have come their way. End quote. Now, I've learned a great deep respect for one of Goethe's couplets. Whatever you can do or dream, begin it. Boldness has genius, power, and magic in it. You have a splendid dream. You wrote it down, and you can feel it. You made a decision for it, and to achieve your dream, you get to go and decide for it again and again. No matter what the circumstances are, no matter the fear, the failure, whatever, you get to decide for your dream when it's uncomfortable and you don't feel like it. Because there's one elementary truth. You commit to your dream, you befriend your fear, because when you do, that whole stream of events issue from the decision and raise in your favor all manner of unforeseen incidences and meetings and material assistance, which you could not have dreamt of, would come your way. So, for those of you willing to commit to your dream and those of you who would love support in achieving your dream, if you'd love a coach to help you summit your Mount Everest, please reach back to me through my Calendly link, through my email. Remember, as we close here, know that what's inside you is far greater than any challenge you're facing. You have incredible power within you, and this is your moment. Today is your day to take bold action. Because, as Goethe says, whatever you can do or dream you can, begin it. Boldness has genius, power, and magic in it. It has been an absolute privilege and honor to have spent this time with you today, and I thank you. Thank you very much.